14 innings coming your way here from Sammy Cox Field. It's the Braves and the Hawks from Chowan University on the UNCP Sports Network. Glad you could join us for this doubleheader. Matt Sabatis here with you from the press box in Pembroke, North Carolina. Our fantastic crew manned by James LaRue today. Braves coming into today's contest, dropping their last three, but still on top of an 18-8 record on the season, including a perfect 11-0 mark in non-conference play. But the Braves, a rough series against Georgia College in Milledgeville this past weekend. Braves were swept after going toe-to-toe in Game 1, a fantastic pitching duel, dropping the contest 2-1. The Braves were blown out in Games 2 and 3. An unfortunate turn for the Braves, but a good learning experience to come back into Sammy Cox Field with. On the other side of the field for Chowan University and the Hawks, the independent squad, formerly of the CIAA, is trying to find a rhythm this year as they still sit 11-12-1 on the year with a 3-game winning streak at their back, and they'll have to start the day facing off against that man, A.J. Stead, on the mound for UNC Pembroke today. A good start to the year so far, a 0-0 record, however. 13 strikeouts are the key number, along with that 1.80 ERA, coming off of a great start against Barton. He was on a pitch count limit, but went 4 innings full, gave up only 1 earned run on 4 hits, struck out 7, and walked 1. Braves winning that contest, a walk-off 3-run home run from Luke Jackson. So, of course, Stead coming up with a no decision. But the left-handed junior poised to put on another fantastic show against a below-average Chowan offense. Will he be able to do it today? That's yet to be seen. Let's see if he can do it, though, against this starting lineup. In left field, leading off for Chowan, Harry Marquette, the senior. In right field, Marquise Lanier. At second base, Julian Lopez. Cleaning up at first base, Nick Rose. The catcher today is Trent Brosdahl for Chowan. The designated hitter is Robert Williams. Tyler Jones is at third base, and he's batting 7th. Trenton Lee is at shortstop, he's batting 8th, and Anthony Jefferson rounds it out in center field, batting 9th. The pitcher on the mound for Chowan will be Cody Smith. We'll talk about him more later on once we get going. Brian Hill out to third base for Chowan, the third base coach, complimented at first base by Bob Horton, and the Hawks are coached by Taylor Furlow. Stead ready to get working. Harry Marquette ready to step into the box. A righty on lefty matchup to get things going. And we are ready to go. First one on its way, just a tad bit low on the inside corner as first pitch comes your way at 4:01 p.m. Glad you could join us here on the UNCP Sports Network. These two squads hoping to pick back up into the season as that one's grounded hard to shortstop. Jared Mobley elevates and tries to pull it in on a hard bounce, but off of his glove, it goes into center field, a leadoff base hit for Harry Marquette. Mobley gave it a good look, but it just wasn't enough to make a quality defensive play. So the first man aboard for Chowan, and Marquette, usually the one to get aboard. Fantastic this season, a .371 average for the senior left fielder. And when he's on base, he usually tries to test opposing pitchers. 6 for 9 this season, Marquette is, when it comes to those stolen bases. The Missouri native leads off against the left-hander, and the first pitch is a curveball to Marquise Lanier. Take it in the zone for strike 1. Lanier batting a .297 mark this season, 5 home runs, but only 16 RBIs. Doesn't get too many chances with fellas on base. The 0-1 on its way. Another breaking ball, this one from Stead, finds its way just a bit too far outside. Again, AJ, the 6-foot left-handed junior out of Culpeper, Virginia, coming off of a fantastic outing. His second start of the season against Barton, went 4 innings, only gave up 1 run. Bullpen didn't give him much to work with, but fortunately enough, Luke Jackson in the bottom of the 9th brought home the big guns, and the Braves walked it off 9-6. Stead, maybe going to go for a longer outing this time around, see if he's on the pitch count from head coach Paul O'Neill. All yet to be seen as we're early on in this scoreless first. Catching on the opposite end, the throw to first in time, and Harry Marquette is tagged out, frozen on the base paths for just a split second, and A.J. Stead picking off the runner at first. That changes the at-bat drastically for Marquise Lanier. The next one on its way. Breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Lanier, a senior for this squad, makes his hometown in Warsaw, Virginia. Right-hander digs back in, ready for the 1-2. Here it comes. Breaking ball lifted to right field. A little bit behind Kevon Perkins, but he's able to backtrack and bring it in. There's 2 gone. Unconventional way for the first 2 outs to come for UNC Pembroke, but they will absolutely take it. Lanier headed back to the dugout there. Julian Lopez now. 3 straight seniors in this lineup to start out for Taylor Furlow's Hawks. Much older squad for Chowan, definitely trying to make an impact now that they've been essentially downgraded to an independent team in the NCAA Division II. First pitch to Lopez is outside. Next one on its way from the left-hander Stead. Grounded to short. Mobley, a hard bounce into the chest, fields it under duress, fires to first in time for the out. Jarrett Mobley, a great recovery to close the frame. 3 batters, a single, but still 3 outs for UNC Pembroke. Bottom of the first upcoming on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
UNC Pembroke trying to bounce back from a quiet offensive weekend, only putting up 10 runs in 3 games against Georgia College and the Bobcats. Against Cody Smith, they will try. Smith coming into today's season, this being his 7th start, he holds a 1-2 record, a 3.94 ERA. The strikeout numbers well in hand for the 6'4" lefty senior out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Cody coming off of a great outing against St. Andrews just this past week, a 5-2 victory for Chowan. Cody Smith went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, but only 1 earned run in his outing, striking out 7, walking 5. And there's your first batter for UNC Pembroke. Roberto Rivera, senior transfer out of New Jersey, looking to build on what's already been a quality season in his 2nd year in a Braves uniform. .359 average, 17 RBIs in the right-hander into that at-bat warm-up. Routine over, he digs in. Back right foot at the corner of the batter's box. Ready for the first offering from Smith. High leg kick, the left-hander sends home, the pitch low and inside. Breezy day here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Not too heavy, the wind coming on, but the temperature is still fairly low. 48 degrees with cloudy skies. Temperature at first pitch today. Winds maxing out only around at 5 miles an hour. 1-0 up and away. Rivera stays ahead of the count. Next one on its way from Smith. Another fastball outside. That's been the biggest issue for this pitching staff as a unit. Chowan averaging nearly 6 walks per 9 innings. The 3-0 to Rivera. Right down central and strike 1. Smith's walk numbers haven't been as suspect compared to the rest of his pitching staff. Only 25, as mentioned, compared to his 40 strikeouts. Rivera, quick heel turn on that pitch inside. He was ready to toss the bat back to the dugout, but called for strike 2. Smith a big chance for the put-down pitch here. The 3-2 is up and away. Leadoff walk for UNC Pembroke. Gets Rivera aboard in a good start to the bottom of the first here as we're still scoreless.
Up next for the Braves, catcher number 9, Trevor Clemens.
Top of the first went by so quick, didn't get you a chance to read the umpires. Trevor Hinson behind the dish calling balls and strikes, while Randy Vestal is at the base paths, making sure everyone is safe or out. Rivera, a decent lead off of first base, even against the left-handed pitcher, and now Trevor Clemens launches the first pitch on the outside for strike one. Clemens having one heck of a freshman year, a .379 average, 19 runs driven in. Lefty on lefty, and instead the pitch, a soft toss back to first base. I don't think Cody Smith is one to really try and gun out an opposing runner. Smith sends home. The 0-1 just a tad bit too far outside. Clemens a bit surprised at that one, as is the Chowan dugout. Alex Pierce, the first base coach today for UNC Pembroke. Head coach Paul O'Neill at the other corner for UNCP. Still scoreless, none gone. Rivera on first here in the bottom of the first for UNCP. The 1-1 to Clemens comes low. Defensive showing for Chowan here in their half of the frame. Harry Marquette, Anthony Jefferson, Marquise Lanier from left to right in the outfield. Tyler Jones, Trenton Lee, Julian Lopez, and Nick Rose from left to right on the infield. Rose holding on Rivera at first base. 2-1 set to come. And a toss back to first. Just a tad bit high, but Rivera doesn't have to slide, steps back in safely. 12 for 15 this season in those stolen base attempts, again against a left-handed pitcher. Might not be one to try for, but it's definitely slow moving on the mound. Cody Smith today. The 2-1 to Clemens hits the zone, evens her up. Trevor, one of the best in the business, not only on this team, but in the Peach Belt Conference when it comes to that strike zone discipline. He knows how to lay off the proper pitch. 2-2 on its way, up high. Second straight batter to fill up in this frame. Outfield fairly deep for the freshman. Ethan Baucom warming up in the on-deck circle for UNCP. It's Rivera, Clemens, Baucom, Trey Jacobs, Luke Jackson, Connor Granger, Seth Hardings, Jarrett Mobley, and Kevon Perkins. Cody Smith drops the glove low. Rivera takes off, and the 3-2 is low as well. So back-to-back walks to start this frame for Cody Smith.
The first baseman, 17, Ethan Baucom.
Not the best start for the senior out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. But the Braves will gladly take the opportunity. And now Ethan Baucom for UNCP. Clemens at first, Rivera at second, both making on walks. Outfield fairly deep for Baucom. He's got 6 long flies this year. The first pitch is a fastball too far inside. Smith still struggling to fully locate. Tall, burly left-hander. Lumbers on the mound. Decent leads off of both first and second from Clemens and Rivera. The 1-0 is fisted foul back to the screen on the right side. Chowan went down in order in the first inning. And a leadoff single from Harry Marquette, but he froze for half a second on the base paths, allowing A.J. Stead to throw him out at first. First pickoff this season for A.J. 1-1 on its way. Baucom comes a little late on it, sends it foul off the plate. Smith, a standout at Rocky Mount High School in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, before playing here with Chowan all 4 years of his collegiate career. Drops glove, waist level. Looks back second twice, sends home. Baucom fists it the opposite way, rolling on the first base line. The grounder just taps foul before it finds its way in the glove of Nick Rose. So that doesn't change the count one bit. Still 1-2. Rivera has to move back to second base. Trey Jacobs on deck for UNC Pembroke. We are still scoreless here in the first. Still none out. Smith comes set. Looks back second once, twice, 3 times, and steps off this time. Long and grinding at bat here for Ethan Baucom. It's only a 1-2 count. He places one well, the Braves would score the first run today. Something they desperately need. The 1-2, Baucom swings low and he strikes out. On a 1-2 pitch, Baucom went chasing, and it's one gone here in the first inning. 41st strikeout this season for Cody Smith, first today for either side. And now Trey Jacobs for UNC Pembroke. Jacobs hitting it at a 376 mark, rather, not 367 this year. 31 RBIs. Checks his swing on the first pitch low. Read it properly in the count 1-0. Smith looks in, has the sign he wants. Big number 28 ready to fire home. On its way. Again low. 2 balls, no strikes. Roberto Rivera just shuffling back and forth over there behind second base. Looking for the clearest of opportunities to make a break for it. Trevor Clemens at first base, and the 2-0 is laced into left center field. This one could touch down. It does, over the head of Harry Marquette. Paul O'Neill puts on the green light. This one maybe took a bounce off of one of the trees in the outfield, and it looks like Trevor Clemens is being told to go back to third. A ground rule double should still score 1 run for UNC Pembroke. That's exactly what's happening here. So an RBI double for Trey Jacobs, number 32 this season for the sophomore, and the Braves have a 1-0 lead.
Left fielder number 8, Luke Jackson.
Puts Trevor Clemens at third base. Ball did come back into play, and that's why Clemens came racing around third to score, but how often do you see that? Bounces off of one of the trees in the outfield and comes back into play. Braves 11-0 this season when they score in the first inning. Big chance to make that 12-0 here, and Luke Jackson watches the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. 11-0 when scoring in the first inning, 13-2 this season when they score before the opponent. Braves have been known to pack it on early, pack it on often this year. In the 0-1, back to the screen it goes. Here comes Trevor Clemens. Braves lead 2-0. Bit too far inside there. Cody Smith still not placing well as Trey Jacobs moves to third. Quiet fan base here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Still a decent turnout. Some fans from Chowan making the trip. Low temperatures definitely causing a factor in this one, though, so far. Again, that 48-degree mark at first pitch just about 20 minutes ago. Something to do with it. Still only 1 out. Braves lead 2-0 now in the first inning. Smith comes set, the 1-1. Jackson takes a big whiff on a pitch inside. The only out in this frame was Ethan Baucom's strikeout on a 1-2 pitch. He went golfing for one in the dirt. Luke Jackson going to do the same. The next on its way. That one low, and it evens her up. Trey Jacobs at third, the RBI ground rule double. Made it to third on the wild pitch. The 2-2. Swing and a miss on the inside edge. Just out of the hands of Trent Brosdahl. Down to first it goes, and Luke Jackson is retired. Cody Smith doing an excellent job when it comes to those put-down pitches on the inside edge so far. Both of his strikeouts have been from that same pitch. So 2 gone here in the first inning. Connor Granger now for UNCP. Freshman season for Granger has gone very well. .338 average, 20 RBIs, 19 runs scored. DeBoer City native making a excellent argument for his continued stay in this starting lineup. First pitch, though, big swing and a miss on a breaking ball high. Three home runs, 8 doubles this year for Granger. The 0-1. That one skipped down about 5 feet in front of home plate. Trent Brosdahl was able to block it. Catcher put up a brick wall, kept another run from scoring as Trey Jacobs is stuck at third. Count evens at 1. Smith comes set for the next pitch. On its way. Fastball lifted to the left side. Soft dive from the third baseman Jones. Fires across the diamond. In time for the out. Fantastic gem to keep a run from scoring, but the Braves put on 2. They lead 2-0 as we move to the second. Back in a moment on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
After a 1-2-3 inning, A.J. Stead now working with a lead at his back. Braves putting 2 runs on and 1 hit. No errors and only 1 left on base in their half of the first. To the second we go. Middle of the order, 2 up for Chowan. Nick Rose, Trent Brosdahl, Robert Williams, first baseman, catcher, and DH on their way for the team out of Chowan. Braves trying to increase on their perfect 11-0 record against non-conference opponents in their near-perfect 14-1 record here at Sammy Cox Field. Matt Sabatis with you on the UNCP Sports Network. Glad you could take time out of your day to join us, and it'll be Nick Rose taking the way for Chowan. Rose, more of a contact hitter this season, only 12 RBIs, but a .338 average. Come around to score 17 times, and he takes that first curveball back behind the screen, out of play. Beauty of a curveball to start the at-bat at the bare minimum from A.J. Stead. Braves dugout up on the front railing, looking on at their defense hesitantly. Jackson, Rivera, Perkins in the outfield. And that 0-1 is low and away. Jacobs, Mobley, Hardings, Baucom from left to right on the infield. And, of course, Trevor Clemens behind the dish. A.J. Stead on the mound for UNCP. Stead firing the 1-1 in. Foul tip back into the glove of Clemens. A little too fast on that one for Nick Rose. And Rose in danger of striking out today. The pitch. Curveball lifted to left center field with a lot of carry, but playable for Luke Jackson. Lack of wind. That one came hard off the bat, but died in the air, and Nick Rose is retired.
The catcher, number 20, Trent Brosdahl.
So now time for Brosdahl. Second on this team in his RBIs. Placed well in the lineup for this second half, but empty positioning now with no one on and one out in the second. Not the best of chances for Brosdahl. First pitch, another breaking ball from A.J. Stead. This one comes low. UNC Pembroke trying to build some momentum before re-entering the conference season. They'll face off against USC Aiken. Brosdahl watches in the zone for strike one. Pacers, one of the best team in the PBC right now, sporting an 11-4 conference record. That's good for third. Braves only working with a 6-8 record. That's good for 7th and 8 games out of first place Georgia College. 1-1 comes low to Brosdahl, ball 2. Outfield, not too deep, a step to pull for this right-hander, and this one grounded to third. A running grab from Trey Jacobs, throw across the body in time. What a play from the third baseman. Hot corner working perfectly for Trey Jacobs, and it's 2 gone here in the second inning. Braves fielding this season has gotten better and better as things have gone on. A .962 fielding percentage this year. Top half of the Peach Belt Conference. Double plays don't come as often as they'd like, but the Braves still get some quality work from their infield. Robert Williams with 2 gone here in the second inning. First pitch from Stead. Lefty on lefty, and it hits the bottom of the zone for strike 1. 2-0 Braves lead here in the road half of the second inning. UNCP trying to go 19-8 on this season. Next pitch to Williams is too far inside. Robert, a .347 average. Walks just about as much as he strikes out. Drives in runs just about as much as he walks. The 1-1. Outside corner. Strike 2. 3 home runs this year with 15 RBIs for the senior right-hander, or senior left-hander, I should say. Next on its way. 2-2 sneaks just a bit too far outside. Stead finding a rhythm now, especially in the windup. He's working once more. The pitch. Golf swing hesitantly to the right side. Second baseman Hardings digs it in and fires to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down. On to the bottom of the second we go on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
The Braves have retired the first 6 batters they've faced. Leadoff single, though, from Harry Markete, the only base runner today for Chowan. Braves had 3 base runners in the first. Chance to add on more here in the second, as it's the bottom of the order to upset Hardings, Jarrett Hobley, Kevon Perkins here from Sammy Cox Field. Hardings putting together a great sophomore campaign here with UNCP, a .360 average. The fact that he's batting 7th is fantastic for this lineup. Great boost once you get to the bottom numbers. And the first pitch from Cody Smith is up and away. Smith walking the first 2 batters he faced in inning number 1. Picked up 2 strikeouts, though, following. Definitely some location issues when it comes to relation to the zone. Next pitch on the outside corner. Hardings watches it go by for strike 1. Smith winds and the 1-1 sent home. On the inside edge, Hardings doesn't like it as it's called for strike 2. Seth will step out of the box and dig back in after some adjustments. UNC Pembroke trying to bounce back from their 3-game skid at Georgia College. Outscored 31-10 in that series. Is the 1-2. Comes on the inside edge. Hardings checked his swing. They say he went around. The ball gets away. Picked up by Broadsdahl and throws down to first in time for the out. A little bit of hesitation there from all sides. Home plate umpire Trevor Hinson, though, making the final decision. And that's the 3rd strikeout today for Cody Smith. First out here in the 2nd inning. .43 this season for Cody Smith. All 3 today have been swinging, and now Jarrett Mobley for UNC Pembroke. Smith hoping to find a rhythm of his own in the first pitch. Mobley delivers to deep left field, but arcing foul. Mob's only 1 home run this season. Definitely has the power to tack on a few more, but a tough collision while the Braves were at Columbus State have put a bit of a hindrance to his hitting abilities. Drills that one off the left field line, and a call of foul from home plate umpire Trevor Hinson. That one, tough pill to swallow for UNC Pembroke, as that one was about as close as you can see it. Not much more we can say on it from our vantage point. It was a close call. But now Mobley's behind in the count 0-2, and he needs to settle in. Definitely too early if you want to count those 2 foul balls from the sophomore. If he can time it up properly against Cody Smith, could be a well-placed extra base hit for Mobs. The 0-2 was a curveball way high. There's the first ball of this at-bat. 5 extra base hits this year for Jarrett. 4 of them doubles, then that single home run I mentioned. Outfield fairly deep for the sophomore. Here's the 1-2, another curveball. Too far outside. Mobley sticks around for 1 more. Kevon Perkins on deck for UNC Pembroke. If either he or Mobley can get on, Roberto Rivera will step into the batter's box. He scored the first run today, the 2-2. Up and away. From an 0-2 count to a full count. Mobley back in command of this one. Payoff pitch from Smith on its way. Delivered to left center field. A foot race forward. Anthony Jefferson making the play as he just finds his way in the vicinity. So a great at-bat from Jarrett Mobley, coming up just short to the center fielder.
Right fielder number 1, Kevon Perkins.
Bottom of the order now for UNC Pembroke. Kevon Perkins. Only Brave in this lineup without a home run this year. First pitch to the junior. Up and away. Kevon hitting at a 300 mark. Struck out 21 times this year, but he's come around to score 26 times. The 1-0. He sends this one to shallow right field. Moving in on it, Marquise Lanier, and only about 5 feet to his right side before he brings it in. So 3 up, 3 down in the second. On to the third we go. Braves up 2-0.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Braves ahead 2 after 2, and it's the bottom of the order due up for Chowan as we enter the third. Tyler Jones, Trenton Lee, Anthony Jefferson on their way for Taylor Furlow's squad. And A.J. Stead continuing on the mound for UNCP. A great outing so far for A.J. Not only does he have a pickoff, he's also given up zeros across the board except for the lead-off base hit from Harry Marketay. 2 innings of work, not a run, not a walk, but not a strikeout. 21 pitches through 2 innings for the junior.
Third inning for Chowan, third baseman, number 10, Tyler Jones.
Always possibilities to build for this pitching staff from UNC Pembroke. That's been the motto from head coach Paul O'Neill. But when you look at guys like A.J. Stead and then Anthony Burke for UNCP, they've been hitting their stride very well as we move into the middle parts of this season. Definitely a big opportunity to help guide the Braves back into the PBC season. Jones takes the first pitch off the plate for strike 1. Sophomore only hitting it at a .254 mark this year. Much better in the field than he is at the plate this season. Nice slider from A.J. Stead. Stays in the top of the zone for strike 2. 2-0 Braves lead. None gone here in the top of the third. Stead loving the windup. He's been there just about all day. Sends home. Check swing on the inside edge. Pitch just a tad bit low. Ball 1. A.J. communicating well with his catcher behind the dish, Trevor Clemens. The two building a good rapport this season as A.J.'s essentially been making these spot starts. This is his third straight as this one lifted deep to left field, but just pulling foul. If that was fair, it was way out of here as Luke Jackson watches it over the wall, out of play. And that would have been the first home run this season for Tyler Jones if he had waited just a hair later. But the count remains at 1-2. Stead ready, hoping for the put-down pitch. On its way, curveball, too far outside. No strikeouts today for A.J. He's got 13 Ks on the season, only walked 4 batters. Here's the 2-2. Laced to third base. Trey Jacobs, a diving grab to his feet. The throw in time. Trey Jacobs, 2 great plays, and we're only in the third inning.
The shortstop, number 12, Trenton
I already mentioned
Lee.
it, but the defensive acumen for UNC Pembroke's infield has gone nowhere but up this season. Jacobs, Mobley, Hardings, and Bauckham, the Fab 4 for UNCP on the infield. Now Trenton Lee with 1 gone. First pitch. Too far inside. Lee only stepping in for his 9th career start in college ball. Freshman shortstop hitting it 4 for 25 this season. That's only good for 160. This could be something, but it pulls foul over to the left side. Trey Jacobs is ranging over, and the third baseman able to bring it in foul ground. So 2 gone, both thanks to the glove of Trey Jacobs.
Number 5, Anthony Jefferson.
8 up, 8 down in a non-conventional sense for A.J. Stead after allowing the leadoff single from Harry Marketay. And Anthony Jefferson representing number 9. First pitch, a curveball. Take it high for ball 1. That curveball for A.J. Stead has gotten better and better as well as the season has progressed. A lot of drop on it. The only thing that can be said is how high the release from Stead is when he decides to throw it. A lot of those curveballs come just a tad bit high on the batters. Jefferson watches another sail up and away. And the 2-0 incoming. Fastball, tad bit low. This is the first 3-ball count that A.J. Stead has worked a bat or two today. Not just 3-0, the first 3-ball count, and it comes low for ball 4. That could be one of the other key issues for A.J. Stead, is that when he gets behind in an at-bat, sometimes it does take a little bit for him to climb back in. But once he's ahead of a batter, rarely does he fall behind. That's one of the double-edged swords for A.J. Stead. So far, through the first 9 batters, 8 of them, he's been ahead of. Now the top of the order, Harry Marquette. Whiffs at 1 low, and the count 0-1. Marquette had that leadoff single back in the first inning. Got picked off only 2 pitches later. Deer in headlights, caught about 10 feet off the bag. Took a half step over to first, or over to second, I should say, and then tried to slide back into first. Anthony Jefferson did nothing of the sort there. A toss back to first place, and Jefferson is in safely. 9 for 10 this season, the junior is, when he tries to steal him. See if he goes for it here against the left-hander. The 1-0. Curveball on the inside edge, and Marquette gets caught chasing. Harry tops on this team with that .378 average. 37 for 98 this season. 25 driven in, though. That many RBIs in a leadoff spot is something special. The 1-1 is a fastball outside. Pickoff throw back to first from Trevor Clemens is not in time. One and two the count on Marquette. Stead comes set. And instead of firing home, he's got, again, Jefferson in a rundown here. 1 to 3 to 6. And there's the pickoff. So another unconventional 3 up, 3 down. First 9 come to the plate. All 9 have been retired by A.J. Stead. Bottom of the 3rd we go on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Top of the order, 2 up for UNC Pembroke. Roberto Rivera to take the reins for the Braves as we move on to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-0, Braves ahead. First 9 have been retired from Chowan, but not in the most normal of ways. A pair of caught stealings, or rather 1 caught stealing and a pickoff. But it's 9 up, 9 down, however you slice it. 2 runs on 1 hit for UNC Pembroke, no runs on 1 hit for Chowan. No errors today as Roberto Rivera watches the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Roberto walked in a full count pitch to start this at-bat for UNCP, or I should say start the first inning for UNCP. Came around to score on Trey Jacobs' ground rule double. Next pitch up and away. Senior transfer out of St. Augustine's, the 1-1, laced to the left side, foul. Touching down across the 3rd base line before it passes the bag, and Rivera will step back in for a 1-2 pitch. Outfield playing the senior fairly deep. The 1-2 on the high kick on its way from Smith. Curveball grounded the opposite way and nowhere near the glove of Nick Rose. The first baseman lost it. Rivera's going to try and take two here. The throw from right field bounces off the bag into left field. Rivera's going to try and move to third. The throw from the left fielder, not in time. Moves to the Braves dugout. Rivera could have gone home, but a great catch from Cody Smith to keep the senior at third base. But the Braves have a runner 90 feet away. Don't even think you can call that a single. I think that's just 3 straight errors on Chowan. Rather make it 2 errors. The single error by Nick Rose on fielding it and the throwing error from right fielder Marquise Lanier. And Cody Smith took a hard slide receiving that ball, or I should say saving that ball over in front of the Braves dugout, and head coach Taylor Furlow is out to make sure that his left-hander is all right.
And you ate a whole wheel of cheese? How'd you do that? Actually, I'm not even mad.
But how about that just series of events there for UNC Pembroke? Gifted a runner on third on 2 errors. Don't see it too often, that's for darn sure. Not necessarily gifted as well. The Braves definitely appreciative of the base running sense of the senior Rivera. Roberto does an excellent job when he's on the base path, knowing exactly where the ball is, what to pay attention to, where the infielders are placed, what he has a chance of getting, and all the cards fell into place there for Roberto, and he found his way to third base. Now Trevor Clemens for UNC Pembroke. First pitch swinging to left field. Playable, but not enough for Harry Marquette in left. It'll touch down in front of the left fielder. And a run scores for UNCP. It's 3-0. RBI single for Trevor Clemens, and the Braves add on another.
The first baseman, Ethan Baco.
Simple little base hit there, and Baucom now for UNCP. Ethan, the first of 3 strikeout victims today from Cody Smith. Still none gone in the 3rd inning. First pitch swinging. Low in the dirt, and Baucom down in the count 0-1 now. Clemens a soft lead off of first base. Not too heavy against the left-hander Cody Smith, but we've already seen it. Smith doesn't put much power in his pickoff throws, as the 0-1 is a check swing. Around went Baucom, though, says home plate umpire Trevor Hinson. 0-2 the count. Cody Smith, somewhat similar to A.J. Stead already in this outing, is that once he gets ahead of an account, he stays ahead in the count. Once he gets behind in the count, it's fairly difficult for him to get back at least even or ahead in the count. Could spell trouble for Baucom here with an 0-2. Next on its way. Just too far on the outside corner. Clemens on first base, an RBI single after the pair of errors from Chowan defense. Finding Roberto Rivera at third. Foul tip from Baucom. Rolls off the plate. He'll stick alive for one more. Clemens was ready to take second. He has to go back. Nick Rose holds him on at first base. Back in steps Baucom. The 1-2. On the inside corner, strike 3. That's 4 today for Cody Smith. Baucom not too happy about that one. That's the first strikeout looking today for Smith.
Now batting for UNCP, third baseman, Trey Jacob.
1 out here in the 3rd, and that's now 44 this season for the left-handed senior. Definitely does well against the right-handers. All 4 of his strikeouts today have been against right-handed pitchers. Or right-handed batters, I should say. First pitch to Trey Jacobs is on the inside corner for strike 1. Trey had that ground rule double back in the 1st inning. Drove in the first run for UNC Pembroke. Then a wild pitch allowed Trevor Clemens to score. Braves putting on 2 runs in that first. A swing and a miss on a pitch low. Jacobs behind in the count. And then Trevor Clemens' RBI single just a pair of batters ago put on the 3rd run for UNCP in this one. Hoping to keep it like this, seeing if they can win number 19 this year. The 0-2, delivered up the center. Base hit from Trey Jacobs advances the runner. Simple as that from the sophomore, and the Braves have 2 on with only 1 out. Power bat for UNC Pembroke now. Luke Jackson. Smith looks back second base twice and sends home. Jackson checks his swing on a pitch inside. It's called ball. This is a big issue for Chowan's pitching staff this season when it comes to letting runners on base and then locating the strike zone. They're either on target or way out. Don't induce a lot of looks. That's the big issue for Chowan. They don't place their pitches well enough to catch an opposing batter. The 1-0 sails outside. Nearly 6 walks per game this Chowan squad delivers. Smith drops glove waist high, brings the 2-0 home, and it's right down the middle for the first strike of this at-bat to Luke Jackson. Luke was the 2nd strikeout victim back in the first inning. Already 4 today for Cody Smith. A.J. Stead for UNC Pembroke has not struck out anyone. The 2-1. Jackson takes it to left center field. A line drive will touch down. Should score a run. Paul O'Neill waving Trevor Clemens around to score. The throw cut off to third. Everybody's safe, and it's 4-0. RBI number 29 for Luke Jackson. A trio of singles this frame for UNC Pembroke as Trey Jacobs moves on to third base. And now Connor Granger to see if he can keep the offensive parade going. Granger ended the first inning on a ground out. Great play from the third baseman, Tyler Jones. Granger would like to have that one back. In the first pitch, he sends the opposite way foul. Connor still continuing on a great freshman campaign, however, .338 average with that 20 RBI mark, 3 home runs. The 0-1 from Smith is outside. Smith comes set with runners at the corners. Delivers. Check swing from Granger, and home plate umpire Trevor Hinson says he went around. The ball on 2 strikes now. Jacobs at third base for UNC Pembroke. Jackson at first. Both reaching on singles. Braves up 4-0. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs here in the third. The next, Granger whiffs on a pitch low, and he goes down swinging. 5 strikeouts today for Cody Smith. A great outing when it comes to that. But when the Braves have been making contact, they've still been getting the job done. 2 gone here in the third inning. Harding's a strikeout victim himself. That was last inning. See if there's something similar here. First pitch from Smith. Breaking ball, too far outside. Inning started with Rivera reaching third on a pair of errors. First, a fielding error from Nick Rose, and then a throwing error from right fielder Marquise Lanier. Clemens drove him in with an RBI single. Baucom struck out looking. Jacobs and Jackson each singling. That brought in another run, and then Granger struck out just a few seconds ago. The next pitch to Hardings is up and away. After the 2-run first inning, UNCP now on top 4-0. Pair of 7-inning contest here from Sammy Cox Field. Want to avoid the darkness as much as possible with the chilly temps we've got in Pembroke, North Carolina. They stand at the corners, and at the plate, Hardings digs back in, watches the 2-0 sail outside. Big chance here for Seth with 2 outs. The next, up and away, it's a 2-out walk. That loads the bases for UNC Pembroke as Luke Jackson moves on to second base. And now Jarrett Mobley for UNCP. Third walk today for Cody Smith after walking the first 2 batters he faced in the first inning. Braves stranded a runner in that frame. They would love to not do that here with the bases loaded. Mobley's going to make sure that doesn't happen. Deep left field, at the track, at the wall. It's off the glove of Harry Marquette and out of here. A grand slam for Jarrett Mobley. Eight to nothing Braves on the sophomore's second home run of the season. Mobley raced around those bags with about as much speed as he had in him. Kevon Perkins quickly into the batter's box, and the first pitch is up and away. RBIs number 18, 19, 20, and 21 for Mobley. Foul tip there from Kevon Perkins. Making contact with the umpire, Trevor Hinson. UNCP athletic trainer Michael Musselwhite out to make sure that Hinson is okay. Nod of the head, yes, there. Some smiles all around. Looks like Hinson just took a hard one off the padding. Looks like he's good to go, but still a scary situation there, no matter who you are, no matter what side you're on. But UNCP breaking the doors open on this one. Jarrett Mobley. A big fly to left field. 4-run shot with 2 outs. All 4 runs unearned on Cody Smith after that initial miscue from Roberto Rivera leading off. Reaching on a pair of errors all the way to third base. That would have been the first out of this inning. And now with 2 more outs, following that means all 4 runs unearned on Cody Smith. There's the 5 o'clock chime. Tells you it's 5 o'clock. The 1-1. Perkins takes inside. A staple here at Pembroke, North Carolina. If it's 5 o'clock, you're hearing that chime. The next pitch, Smith trying to find his rhythm once more, but the 2-1 sails inside. And Perkins watches one low for a walk. Cody Smith is trying to find a rhythm, but he simply cannot. 4th walk today for the senior. And now Rivera will come back to bat after leading off this frame about 10 minutes ago. First pitch, Rivera takes it the opposite field foul. Rivera's already scored twice today. Led off the first with a walk. Made his way to second on another walk. Came around to score on a ground rule double. Led off this inning, reaching on a pair of errors all the way to third. The 0-1 snags low, and Rivera down in the count still. Check throw back to first there from catcher Trent Brosdahl. Perkins didn't really hesitate. Kevon's 4 for 4 this year in his stolen base attempts, but with 2 outs, might not see it coming against a left-handed pitcher. Here's the pitch. Rivera checks on the inside edge. Take it for ball 1. New Jersey native. Millville Senior High School standout transfer from St. Augustine's. Already a fantastic career here with UNC Pembroke, and that leadoff spot suits him well. Perkins takes off on the 1-2. The pitch low and lost by Trent Brosdahl. 5th stolen base this year for Kevon Perkins. So Rivera digs back in with the 2-2 count. Smith looking for the put-down pitch. He struck out both batters he saw today, but Rivera sends this one to deep right center field. This one has a chance, touches down 5 feet in front of the track and scores Perkins. Rivera is going to move on to third base. He's racing in and going to slide with plenty of time to spare. An RBI triple makes it 9-0. First 3-bagger this season for the senior, and UNC Pembroke has blown the doors open in this frame.
The catcher, Trevor Clemens.
How about the speed of Roberto Rivera? By the time that ball was fielded, Roberto was already rounding second base. By the time it touched down, he was already midway between first and second. Not even a question that Roberto Rivera is one of the fastest on this team. Now Trevor Clemens for the second time in the third. Foul tip off the plate to start it. Clemens walked in the first, came around to score on a wild pitch. Drove in Roberto earlier in this frame. Took the first pitch swinging to left field. Made his way to second on a single from Trey Jacobs. Came around to score on Luke Jackson's single. Braves putting on 7 here in the third inning. The 0-1. Just a tad high. 9-0 on only 6 hits for UNC Pembroke. Chowan's defense has been suspect this season, a .937 percentage, 48 errors. Make it already 50+ as Clemens takes this one to center field. Great slide from Julian Lopez, but he can't make the play. Has to hold it in the hand as Roberto Rivera comes across to score. Braves make it 10-0. 2 RBI singles in the third inning alone for Trevor Clemens. And now Ethan Baca. Twelfth batter to the plate today for UNC Pembroke. Should say in the third inning, though. Baucom hoping to make up for his strikeout earlier in this exact frame. First pitch outside. Ethan struck out twice, as a matter of fact. Swinging in the first, looking earlier in the third. Braves have all but made up for that, though. 8 runs here in the third. Baucom swings through one, throws down to first as Clemens tries to go down to second. The ball just gets away from Julian Lopez. The throw was in time. Clemens would have been caught. Brosdahl had him in a rundown, but Clemens didn't give up. On to second base he goes. Pitch was a strike to Baucom. Went swinging low as now the Braves have another runner in scoring position. Already through these first 2+ innings, they're hitting a 6 for 10 mark with runners at second or third. The 1-1 to Baucom sails inside. 9th stolen base this year for Trevor Clemens. More or less he was gifted that one after getting caught a bit too far off of first. Next pitch to Baucom comes low. 3 balls and a strike. This could be the last inning that we see Cody Smith, as that pitch count is risen above 80 already. Left-hander comes set. 3-1 on its way in, comes high. So the third walk here in the third, 5th today from Cody Smith. And it makes it first and second, still with 2 outs here in the third inning. And this should be it, as this is the second visit from Taylor Furlow in this frame. Infield coming in to say their goodbyes, and Smith being lifted. Back in a moment with a new pitcher on the mound right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Well, it wasn't the prettiest of days for Cody Smith, but it's not going to put the blackest of eyes on his numbers this season. Day is not final. The book is not closed. But it looks like this, as Cody Smith went 2 2/3 of an inning, gave up 10 runs, only 3 of which were earned on 7 hits. Walked 5, struck out 5 on 84 pitches, only 45 of which were strikes. And it makes way for the freshman left-hander, Ricky McLeod. You see him there. Makes his home in Suffolk, Virginia, and he'll first face off against Trey Jacobs. Lefty on lefty, and Jacobs watches the first pitch on the top of the zone for strike 1. Reliever coming off of a good appearance against East Strasburg a couple of weeks ago, went a full inning, gave up only 1 run on 1 hit, didn't strike anybody out, and did give up a walk, but it was a part of a 9-8 victory for Chowan. The 0-1 sails on the inside edge as the double steal is effective. Clemens took off plenty early through the slow delivery. Baucom makes to second as well, a pair of stolen bases for UNC Pembroke. Number 5 this season for Baucom, 10 now this season for Trevor Clemens. 1-1 the count on Jacobs, and the next. Delivered to the right side, a couple of bounces into the chest of Nick Rose, a foot race to first, not in time, everyone's safe, it's 11-0 Braves. Rose tried to flip it to Ricky McLeod. The freshman pitcher took a hesitant step off the mound before deciding to make the run, and he got there not in time.
Left fielder Luke Justin.
So another unearned run on Cody Smith. That's now 11. As Trevor Clemens comes home to score. Balk him to third base. And now the 14th batter to come to the plate here in the third. First pitch to Luke Jackson. Bounces in. Luke struck out his first time up. That was in the first inning. Singled earlier this inning. That drove in a run. Left-hander McLeod looks back first and sends home the 1-0. Hits the top of the zone for strike one. Connor Granger struck out earlier in this frame for the second out of the third. Since then, the Braves have brought 7 more batters to the plate. Jackson is the 8th, all with 2 outs. Curveball on the inside edge to Jackson. Just a bit too far inside. All with 2 outs, the Braves have scored 6 runs. Definitely coupled with Jared Mobley's grand slam, but that's something as the next pitch to Jackson is fouled off the plate into third base territory. And that evens her up at 2-2. Big chance here for Chowan to escape the massacre that's been this third inning. McLeod brings ball to glove and sends home. Drop ball is sent to the left side, foul. Great overarching delivery from Ricky McLeod. It does lead to a slow windup, allowed the Braves a double steal just a couple of seconds ago, but really comes over top with that delivery. Could throw off opposing batters. Jackson digs back in. The 2-2. On the inside edge, skips away from the catcher Brosdahl. Another run scores. It's 12-0. That runs the count full as Trey Jacobs moves on to second base. UNCP will keep a runner in scoring position with a monstrous lead. We've still got 4 more innings to play here from Sammy Cox Field, and that's just for game 1. 7 innings to follow after this one for game 2. The payoff pitch. Jackson takes it to the third base side, fair. Into the corner, another run will come home to score. Trey Jacobs waved in. It's 13-0. The throw to second, not in time. A 2-out RBI double for Luke Jackson, his second of the third inning. The Braves as a team have hit for the cycle here in the third, all with 2 outs. Singles from Trey Jacobs and Trevor Clemens, Luke Jackson's double there, Roberto Rivera's triple, and Jarrett Mobley's grand slam. The cycle as a team, all with 2 outs. Phenomenal. Connor Granger on the inside edge. First pitch called for strike one. The Braves have now brought their entire lineup to the plate with 2 outs here in the third. And a quick talk on the mound between shortstop Trenton Lee and Ricky McLeod. The book is finally closed on Cody Smith as well, now that that final run came across the score. Ricky McLeod is responsible for all batters from this point on. Smith going 2 2/3 innings, giving up 12 runs, only 3 were earned. The 0-1. Bounces in low. Runner's going to move up. Jackson slides into third. Wild pitches have not been friendly today to these Chowan Hawks. That's the 4th this afternoon. McLeod drops the glove low, sends the 1-1 home, and skying foul over the right side. Granger now behind in the count. On the year so far, McLeod coming in with decent numbers. 3.86 ERA, 4 2/3 innings of work. As the 1-2 sails up and away. He has only struck out 6 while walking 5. That's the big issue for the freshman. Really only comes in dire situations such as these where there's an insurmountable lead or something out of reach. The 2-2, a swing and a miss, tapped low from Granger, the throw down to first in time. So Chowan strikes out the side in the third, but not before the Braves tack on 11 runs. It's 13-0. Back in a moment with the fourth on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Well, you can assume A.J. Stead has a little more life in his pitches even after an extended break. Braves scoring 11 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors from Chowan, and UNC Pembroke only leaving 1 runner on base. Again, the Braves as a team hit for the cycle in the 3rd inning. Not something you see too often, but something to be mildly excited about as it's 13-0 UNC Pembroke after 3 here from Sammy Cox Field. Game 1 of a twin bill from Pembroke, North Carolina, as the Braves look to take both from the Chowan Hawks today. Top of the order due up for Chowan. Harry Marquette will lead things off against A.J. Stead. Marquette had a 1-2 count in front of him back in the 3rd inning, but Anthony Jefferson was picked off to end the frame. See how he tries now with a bit of a different outing in front of him. First pitch comes high. Stead's day has been phenomenal so far. 3 innings of work, only 2 base runners allowed, and both of them have been picked off. The 1-0 comes in on the bottom of the zone. Called for strike 1. Single base hit from the very same Marquette in the batter's box now. That led off the game, and then a walk to Anthony Jefferson. The 1-1. Curveball on the inside corner. Beauty of a drop there from A.J. Stead. He's back ahead of the count. Braves scoring 2 runs in the 1st inning, going down in order in the 2nd. And then bringing 15 batters to the plate in the 3rd, scoring 11 runs in the process. The 1-2 sails low, and the 2-2 is fouled to the 3rd base side. You got to imagine A.J. Stead now, he can settle in with the best of them with a lead like this. Take his time, work in any routine he'd like, maybe even experiment a little bit. Non-conference game like this with a 13-run lead. It's not impossible, but it's definitely difficult to give up that number of runs in short amount of time. 2-2 sails low, and put down pitch chance here from Marquette, who delivers it to right center field. Big chance here as Kevon Perkins races to the line. It touches down fair. Marquette is going to take off for second base. Slides in safely. The throw nowhere near in time. Leadoff double for the senior left fielder, and the first runner in scoring position today for Chowan. Great move there for Harry Marquette, the best bet that Chowan has got today in the 3rd. Now Marquise Lanier. Lefty on righty with a runner at second base. Stead has to move back out of the stretch as Lanier settles in. First offering. Breaking ball on the inside edge for strike one. Lanier popped out his first time up. Made it to deep right field, but Kevon Perkins was placed well to field it. Outfield shaded a bit to pull for this right-hander. The 0-1 is another curveball, but this one sails up and away. 45 pitches on the afternoon for A.J. Stead here in the opening of the fourth inning. Still a good number to be working with. Junior comes set. Looks back second base, doesn't commit and sends home. The 1-1 is a big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Lanier well ahead. Marquette 6 for 9 this season in stolen base attempts. And the Braves do have their 2 pickoffs today, but I don't think A.J. Stead is as concerned. Seth Hardings fairly close to the bag, but doesn't really play too close to the chest, trying to hold the runner as the 1-2 sails inside. Julian Lopez warming up on deck. Nick Rose should get a chance as well after Lopez. Lanier seeing what he can do here, trailing by 13. Runner at second base and no one out in the fourth. Stead looks back second base twice, sends home. The 2-2 is fisted back to the screen and will do it again. That ERA for A.J. Stead continues to dip. Came into today with a 1.80. It's down to a 1.38 thanks to his first 3 scoreless innings. Strikeout numbers, very good for the part-time reliever, part-time starter, as that one is grounded to third base across the glove of Trey Jacobs into left field. This should score a run as Marquette rounds third. The throw to second, again, nowhere near in time. Back-to-back doubles for Chowan. 1 run scores for the Hawks. It's 13-1, still for the Braves.
Second baseman, Julian Lopez.
17th RBI this season for Marquise Lanier, and now Julian Lopez. First run allowed today from A.J. Stead, but as said, at the end of the day, he's still well in line to pick up the W if he can go the distance. First pitch to Lopez. It's a curveball for strike one. Stead's been on pitch counts before. Limited for his work, especially considering starting the season in the pen for UNCP. Head coach Paul O'Neill has been conservative with the hurlers. This one is looped softly to right field, touches down in front of Kevon Perkins. The brake light will go on for Marquise Lanier at third. And it's a trio of base hits to start the fourth for Chowan.
First baseman, Nick Rose.
Lopez motors into first, and now the first baseman, Nick Rose. Runners at the corner, still no one out here in the top of the fourth. Braves ahead by 12. Out of the stretch, Stead kicks high on the near edge and fires in on the outside corner for strike one. Rose watched it whiz by. Junior first baseman popped out his first time up. That led off the second inning. Sent it to shallow left field. In the 0-1. Fastball high. Only 1 walk today from A.J. Stead. Still doesn't have a strikeout. That walk came in the third inning to Anthony Jefferson. Then he picked off Jefferson after 3 pitches. The 1-1, instead a toss back to first base. Julian Lopez there, and he's in safely. Ethan Baucom holding him on. Lopez 80% this season when he tries for it. The 1-1. Curveball in the zone for strike two. That curveball for A.J. Stead has not lost one bit. Here's the 1-2. Fastball comes in just a tad low. Stead brings ball to glove once more. Looks back first and sends home. The pitch skips in, but beautifully saved by Trevor Clemens. Had to dig into the dirt, play it off the bounce, keep it from the backstop. Would have meant a second run for Chowan if the freshman couldn't field. Trevor places himself very well behind the dish, especially as just a freshman. He's done one heck of a job this season. The payoff pitch, softly blooped to right field. This one touches down over the head of Ethan Balcom. A run scores, and it's a RBI single for Nick Rose. Off the edge of the bat, nothing the Braves could do about that one. As Marquise Lanier comes across the plate, Julian Lopez moves on to second base, and looks like Nick Rose got shaken up on that. Like I said, off the edge of the bat. Got him near the handle. You can assume with the temperatures out here as well that maybe Rose just got shaken up. Those aluminum bats are not too forgiving, especially in the cold. No visit from the athletic trainer, just head coach Taylor Furlow out to chat it through. First base coach Bob Horton was there as well. But we're ready to roll. 4 base hits for Chowan here in the 4th. Now Trent Brosdahl. First pitch, curveball high. Pitch number 58 this outing for A.J. Stead. If he's still on that limit, this could be the final frame that we see the left-hander. A.J. comes set, looks at second. Seth Harding shuffles in and a quick heel turn from Stead. No throw. As Julian Lopez shuffles back to the bag. Outfield fairly deep. A step to pull for the right-hander Brosdahl. 3 home runs this season. Here's the 1-0. Curveball laced to the left side. Off the glove of Trey Jacobs-Fair. Another run's going to score as this one scoots into left field. Misplayed by Luke Jackson. The brake lights go up for Nick Rose at third base. And is this going to be an error or a base hit? Looks to be a base hit for Chowan. 5 straight in the frame as it's now 13-3.
Designated hitter, Robert Williams.
So Julian Lopez scores. Nick Rose moves on to third. And the third double this frame for Chowan comes off the bat of Trent Brosdahl. UNCP scoring 11 runs in the third. Chowan trying to respond here in the 4th. They've put up 3 against A.J. Stead. First pitch to Robert Williams, grounded to second. Seth Hardings fields it, fires to first. In time for the out, a run scores as Nick Rose crosses the plate. On to third goes Trent Brosdahl. It's 13-4 Braves. First out of the 4th on the 6th batter. And now Tyler Jones for Chowan. UNC Pembroke this season 11-1 when they score at least 10 runs. The only loss coming to Augusta and the Jaguars. First pitch to Jones, scoots by Clemens, another run scores. Brosdahl crosses the plate, it's 13-5. The lead is cut to 8. Not the best of innings for A.J. Stead. Some movement in the Braves bullpen, no one getting fully warm yet. Things get out of hand, might see A.J. Stead pulled, but as I already said, his last 2 starts were on pitch limits, reached those around the 3rd and 4th inning, so this could be the last time we see Stead. Next pitch to Jones is a strike on the inside corner. Davis Hurd for UNC Pembroke, just taking off the jacket now in the bullpen. Starting to warm up that arm. Might see the right-hander down the line as the 1-1 hits the outside corner for strike 2. Jones grounded out his first time up back in the third. He lifts this one to the right side. Playable for Kevon Perkins. Wind pushing it a little bit back, about 5 feet in front of the track, and the right fielder is able to make the play. Breeze picking up here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Only slated to max out around 5 miles an hour, though, moving to the northeast. It's from right to left field here at Sammy Cox Field. Perkins didn't have an issue with it there. So 2 gone in the 4th inning, and now Trenton Lee, the 8-hole for Chowan. Ready for the first offering from Stead. Starts with a curveball, and it comes high. Here's the 1-0. Lee watches low. 0 for 1 today is Trenton. Came up last inning and fouled out to the third base side. Including that, he's only 4 for 26 in his collegiate career. Freshman shortstop. Hoping to provide some offense in what's been a 5-run inning so far for Chowan. Nice breaking pitch there on the inside corner for strike 1. Stead hoping to climb back into this at-bat. The 2-1, foul tip. Stead still looking for that first strikeout today. After striking out 13 this season and 7 in his last outing against Barton. The 2-2, finally on the inside edge for strike 3. So Chowan tacks on 5, but the Braves still lead by 8. Back with the bottom of the 4th on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Back on the UNCP Sports Network, Matt Sabatas here from Sammy Cox Field. James LaRue doing a fantastic job on the 1s and 2s today to help bring you the broadcast. And that's Vinny Puma on the mound for Chowan. Number 27, senior left-hander out of Detroit, Michigan. Stands at 6'2" and closes the book on Ricky McLeod. Not a decent day for McLeod, but he was able to guide through the mess left with him by Cody Smith. The book looks like this for the freshman McLeod. Only 1/3 of an inning pitch, gave up 1 run. It was earned on 2 hits, while striking out 1, did not walk any. 14 pitches, 8 of which were strikes. Again, the final line on McLeod, 1/3 of an inning, 1 run, it was earned, 2 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, 14 pitches, 8 of which were strikes. And now Seth Hardings to take the reins for UNC Pembroke. 7, 8, and 9 batters due up to face off against the left-hander. Puma coming into today's contest, a 2-1 record, 5.91 ERA in 10 2/3 innings of pitch. In innings of work, I should say. That equates to 7 earned runs. 18 strikeouts, though, for the senior. Only 6 walks. Those are good numbers against this UNCP squad that has already struck out 6 times today. Garden City Community College transfer Puma fires the first home to Hardings on the inside corner for strike 1. Seth is 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the second inning, walked in that 11-run third inning, came around to score. Next on its way. On the inside edge, and it hits Hardings on the shin. So not a good start to the outing for Vinny Puma. Leadoff hit by pitch allows UNC Pembroke the first base runner. Puma coming off of a great day against Lincoln. 2 2/3 innings of work, did not give up a single hit, did not give up a single run. Struck out 6 of the 8 batters he faced. Picked up the victory as Chowan walked away 6-5. Hoping to replicate that performance as the Hawks find themselves down by 8. First offering to Jarrett Mobley is up and away. UNCP putting on 2 runs in the first, going down in order in the second, and then the 11 spot in the third. And Mobley laces this one the opposite way, touches down to right field for a base hit. On to second base goes Seth Hardings. And it's a pair of leadoff base runners for UNC Pembroke.
The right fielder, Chowan Perkins.
Quick talk between battery mates. Vinny Puma, Trent Brosdahl, and Kevon Perkins warming up in the batter's box for UNCP. Puma looks back second base. Held there as Perkins squares the bunt. Pulls it low and doesn't make contact. Take it for strike 1. Kevon's 0 for 1 today. Popped out in the second inning. Came around to score after walking in the third. Junior digs back in. Next pitch. Low and away. Perkins still squaring to bunt, but Puma not able to locate the zone. A nice dipping delivery from the Michigan native. Brings his whole top half down, nearly at a 45-degree angle with how low he goes. Perkins squares again. The 1-1 is popped up on the bunt, back to the screen. So that takes away the option for Kevon. He's looking to place it up the first base line, see if he could advance the runners, and doesn't look like that'll be the case now. Roberto Rivera on deck for UNCP. He's already scored thrice today. The 1-2 to Perkins. Bounced, foul across the third base line. 17 RBIs this season for Kevon. Braves 8 for 13 today with runners in scoring position. Seth Hardings stands at second base. And Perkins calls for time. Right-hander digs back in. Puma kicks and fires the 1-2. A curveball on the outside corner for strike 3. Second strikeout looking for Braves batting today. 7th this afternoon for Chowan pitching. Take away the runs. Those strikeout numbers are fantastic today for Chowan. Roberto Rivera to the plate for the 4th time today. And the first pitch. Slider too far inside for ball 1. Rivera walked to start out the first inning for UNCP. Conversation on the mound incoming. Roberto came to the plate twice in the 3rd inning as well. Led off with a soft grounder to the first base side, rather. Found his way aboard safely on a pair of errors there. One fielding from Nick Rose at first, and then Marquise Lanier in right field. Here's the 1-0. On the outside corner for strike one. When Lanier fired the throw to second base as Rivera tried to take second, that was off target. Let Rivera take third. Later in the inning, he tripled. Drove in a run there as well. Decent day for the senior. Braves up by 8. One gone here in the fourth. The 1-1. Late swing. Grounded to first. In time. 1-6. Maybe for 2, but no. Trent Lee holds on to it. It's a fielder's choice. So Rivera makes his way to first. Mobley is eliminated on the fielder's choice. Seth Hardings moves on to third. And now there's 2 outs in the fourth. Trevor Clemens to the batter's box. He's had a great day as well. .455 this season with runners on, .458 when they're in scoring position. Conservative stance, holds the bat high above his back shoulder now, and the first pitch sails in low. 2 for 2 day for the freshman. Pair of singles in that third inning, both driving in a run. He also had a pair of stolen bases. Puma comes to terms on the sign and sends home. The 1-0 is bounced off the plate. You even got a piece of Trevor Clemens there. Take it for strike one. Trevor walked back in the first inning as well. Came around to score on a wild pitch. 28 walks this season for Trevor. That's one of the best numbers in the NCAA. Leads the Peach Belt Conference. The fact that he's still a freshman means he only has greater heights to reach here with UNC Pembroke. That one, a liner up the gap, a diving play from Julian Lopez comes up empty, and a run scores for UNCP. It's 14-5. Rivera on to third base as Harding scores in the 3 RBI day for Trevor Clemens.
For the Braves, first baseman Ethan Falco.
UNCP's offense just does not stop with 2 outs. That 11-run third inning, 7 of the runs came with 2 outs. RBI there from Trevor Clemens with 2 outs. A chance for more with Ethan Baucom in. And runners at the corner still. First pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Another breaking pitch from Vinny Puma. Great command of those breaking pitches for the senior out of Detroit. The next, the other way, laced but playable for Marquise Lanier. Right fielder steps up and brings it in, but not before the Braves tack on one more. 14-5, on to the 5th.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
A reminder, we're only playing 7 today, and then 7 after this. Doubleheader right here on the UNC Pembroke, or the UNCP Sports Network. A.J. Stead still on the mound for UNCP. Went 3 innings in his first start of the year, 4 innings in start number 2. That was against Barton. Paul O'Neill's keeping him out there to see if he can go 5. With a 9-run lead, it definitely seems like Stead is poised to go just as far as he'd like to. 69 pitches today. 5 runs allowed. They were all earned, and they all came in the 4th inning. You can assume he lightened the load just a tad after UNCP had taken the 13-0 lead. But still a huge lead for the Braves. Instead has the opportunity to stick around. 9-1-2 batters on the way for Chowan as we move to the 5th. Anthony Jefferson, then Harry Marquette, Marquise Lanier
Center fielder Anthony Jefferson
to step into the batter's box should any of them get on Julian Lopez. Outfield shallow, straight away for the right-hander Jefferson, and the first pitch comes low. Anthony walked back in the 3rd inning. Got picked off to end the frame. That was on 4 straight pitches from Stead as well, and so far this at-bat is starting out the same. The 1-0 is outside. Here's the next from Stead. Lefty hits the outside corner this time, first strike. Chowan had 5 straight base hits in that 4th inning before being retired 1-2-3. This is the 2-1. Hits the bottom of the zone as well. Had 5 runs on 5 hits in that one and didn't leave a single runner on. Bumped A.J. Stead's ERA up to a 4.50. It was sitting at a 1.80 when he entered this one. The 2-2 sails inside. Got off the glove of Trevor Clemens there for just a second. So we'll do it again when the count full. Jefferson, the junior center fielder, a .263 average this season. Digs back in. Stead winds, fires the payoff pitch. Just a tad bit low, a leadoff walk.
back to the top of the order for the Hawks.
AJ picking up his first strikeout of the day against Trenton Lee, closing out that 4th inning. Follows it up with a walk here to lead off the 5th. And it looks like that might be the day. Paul O'Neill asking for the baseball, and that's it. New pitcher on his way when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical...
New pitcher on the mound for UNC Pembroke, Davis Hurd. You see the numbers there. That's Aaron Biggerstaff, as a matter of fact. We'll get you Hurd's numbers in just a second. He's closing the day for A.J. Stead. Stead unable to make the full distance and be in line for the win, but that's how Hurd's numbers look. 5th appearance this season for the right-hander, 5 innings of work, a 7.20 ERA, and we're hoping that he can guide the way for UNC Pembroke with their 9-run lead. First pitch to Marquette was just a tad bit high for a ball. The leadoff walk to Anthony Jefferson could be a black eye now as Marquette sends that one to left center field, touches down at the track. Rivera fields it on a hop, fires in time to third, but everyone's safe as Jared Mobley cuts it off. A double for Harry Marquette, had one in the 4th inning as well, and it's now 2 on with nobody out in the 5th. Hurd coming off of an outing against Georgia College in which he went 1 full inning, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, didn't strike anyone out and walked 1 while hitting a batter. That was the 11-2 game, first of a doubleheader down there at Milledgeville. Braves dropping both contests in that one, being swept overall in the series as well. UNCP still 7th in Peach Belt Conference play this season, 6 for 8 this season. Marquise Lanier stepping in for the first pitch, and he watches it on the outside corner for strike 1. Lanier, 1 for 2 today. RBI double last inning, popped out in the 1st. A.J. Stead was sublime the first time through the order. Only gave up 2 base runners and picked both of them off as the 0-1 just bounces off the knee of Trevor Clemens. Rolls away, but not out of his reach. Catcher able to keep the runners from advancing. It's Anthony Jefferson at 3rd, Harry Marquette at 2nd. Leadoff walk to Jefferson, then the double from Marquette. Hurd trying to coast through the rest of this one. Lanier pops it up on the infield. This should keep the runners put as Seth Hardings ranges over and hauls it in. Great way to pick up the first out.
Second baseman, Julian Lopez.
So now Julian Lopez. Still 14-5 UNC Pembroke. Chowan scoring 5 straight in the 4th on 5 straight batters. UNCP trying to make sure that's it. Lopez was one of those runners to come across. First pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Check throw down to 3rd. Clemens nearly got Anthony Jefferson. Jefferson got back in safely. That's the great thing about Trevor Clemens. He's willing to take those risks, and usually he's on target with those. I think only one time this season his throw has been off the mark and made its way into the outfield. The 0-1 comes low. For the amount of times that he tries for it as well, the fact that it's only happened once this year, that's a great thing for Trevor Clemens. Hurd looks the runner at 3rd. Right-hander fires home. Breaking ball, too far outside. Hurd, the freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, working with that 7.0 ERA. Would love to see that number shrinks. The 2-1 is a fastball. Bounces in just a tad low. So now Lopez with a great chance at this at-bat. 14-5 UNC Pembroke on top in the top of the 5th. 7-inning doubleheader. This is still game 1. The hitter's count is a big swing and a miss on the outside corner. Back into the box goes Lopez. Hurd and Clemens agree on the sign, and here comes the 3-2. Just too far outside. Lopez, and a good job holding up on that one. It's a one-out walk to load the bases. Tricky situation here for Davis Hurd, but it does put the double play ball back into effect. And it means a force out open at home. Nick Rose now for Chowan. Hurd delivers the first offering, just high. Rose drove in a run in the fourth. RBI single to score Marquise Lanier. Came around to score himself. And the 1-0 on the inside corner. Strikeout numbers for Hurd. Here's the 2-2. Up the middle, bounced underneath the legs of Hurd, grabbed by Hardings, flips to second, taps on the bag in time, throws to first, not in time, a run scores. A fielder's choice as Seth Hardings was a bit indecisive on that one. It's 14-6, still UNC Pembroke ballgame.
The catcher, Trent Brosdahl.
So Anthony Jefferson scores, Marquette moves to third, Lopez is the one eliminated on the fielder's choice as Nick Rose reaches first base. But now there's 2 outs in the 5th inning here. Brosdahl's going to take his time to settle in. I'm going to tack on as much offense as he can. Braves still ahead by 8. Brosdahl was a part of a good chunk coming across to score in that 4th inning. Drove in a run with a double. Came around to score on a wild pitch. And with runners at the corners, he could still do some more damage. First pitch, Hurd sends it up and in. .1-0 on its way. Hurd sends it up once more. Lights on here at UNCP. Still a overcast day in Pembroke, North Carolina. Chilly. First pitch temperature 48 degrees. That was nearly 2 hours ago at this point. Still holding steady though. Wind not much of an issue, only topping out around 5 miles an hour. Not the best of baseball weather, but no chance of rain in the forecast, so still a good day for some ball. Short meeting on the mound between Clemens and Hurd, and before we can get back to ball, timeout called at the plate this time by Trent Brosdahl. So the catcher can dig back in. The 2-0. Just too far inside. Hurd not too happy he didn't get that pitch. Second 3-0 count today from Braves pitching. Nick Rose at first base. Marquette at third. Second base is empty, and the 3-0 is a walk on the inside corner. 4th walk today for Braves pitching, 3rd this inning alone. And it puts Trent Brosdahl at first base with 2 outs. Hurd doesn't want to waste any time as the left-hander Williams digs in. First pitch is inside. It's 5 straight pitches outside of the zone from Davis Hurd. Right-handed senior Aaron Biggerstaff getting loose in the Braves pen. Hurd with a 1-0 count. This one delivered to straightaway center. Backing up on it, Rivera reaches up at the track and hauls it in over the shoulder. Roberto Rivera with a gem to close the 5th. Chowan tacks on 1 more, but the Braves still lead by 8. Back in a moment on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Vinny Puma will stick on the mound for Chowan as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Matt Sabatis with you here on the UNCP Sports Network. James LaRue manning our crew today. Everyone doing a fantastic job to help bring you Braves baseball. 14-6 they lead, still off the heels of that 11-run 3rd inning. Vinny Puma was not a part of it at all, but he's still having to deal with the effects. UNCP tacking on another in the 4th off of Puma. And they're going to see if they can do a little more. Trey Jacobs, Luke Jackson, Connor Granger here in this inning. And Jacobs, of the 3, has had the best day. Pair of singles, a double, an RBI, 2 runs scored, a laundry list of stats to add to the day for Trey Jacobs. Left-hander settles in. Lefty on lefty, outfield fairly deep. Chilly day here in Pembroke, North Carolina, and the first pitch to Jacobs is on the outside corner for strike 1. Jacobs having a fantastic season, a .376 average. 28 driven in, or rather 31 driven in. And he sends this one to left center field. A bit of carry on it, but playable for Harry Marketze, and he misplays it at the warning track. Jacobs is going to motor into second base. And the Braves have the leadoff man in scoring position. Good start for UNC Pembroke, an opening double from Trey Jacobs, his 2nd extra base hit today. Sophomore's 4 for 4. Good way to open the 5th inning for UNCP, and Luke Jackson now. Right-hander digs in. With the runner in scoring position, he's ready to go. First pitch from Puma, squaring to bunt. Jackson takes up and away. Luke, one of the best, not only in this lineup, but in the Peach Belt Conference when it comes to those extra base hits, those power numbers. 5 home runs lead the team, 28 driven in this season. That .387 average, of course, is a sparkling number, the 1-0. Too far inside. Biggest number, though, for Jackson this season is that slugging percentage, .684. If you're not sure what slugging percentage means, it pretty much equates to bases per at-bat. You got a good slugging percentage, you're hitting it often, and you're hitting it very well. A lot of times for power, the 2-0 to Jackson is on the inside edge for strike 1. So .684 slugging percentage for Luke Jackson means every single at-bat, or to put it more bluntly, every 2 at-bats, he gets at least 1 base hit. That's been the case today. The 2-1, line foul. Nearly into the Chowan bullpen, but it just touches down in the fence. Evens are up, though. Jackson 2 for 2. Or 2 for 3, I should say, struck out in the first inning. Drove in a run with a single in the 3rd, still in the 3rd, had a RBI double as well. Got stranded at 3rd base. 4th time to the plate today for Luke, and the 2-2 sails outside. Leadoff double from Trey Jacobs. He's the only runner aboard here with none gone in the bottom of the 5th. 14-6, Braves ahead. Payoff pitch. Jackson fists it on the infield. Playable for Lopez. A hop and a catch from the second baseman. That's one gone. And Connor Granger for UNCP. First pitch to right center field. Big chance here for Granger. This one has a bit of carry, but Marquise Lanier, great foot race to track it down and haul it in. Granger, the only Brave today to not reach base safely, and that trend continues after that pitch.
Second baseman Seth Hardy.
0 for 4 day for the freshman, and it's 2 gone here in the 5th. Seth Harding's a much different day. He's come around to score twice. Trey Jacobs still dancing off second base following his leadoff double. 3 for 5 this season in stolen bases, and Vinny Puma is ready for a chase down off the mound. No one was covering the bag. Left-hander comes set. First pitch. Bounces in low. Harding struck out in the second. Only came up once in the third. He walked. Scored. Got hit by a pitch to lead off the fourth. Scored as well. 2-run day, and Harding's is only 0 for 1. The 1-0 pitch. Harding sends it to straightaway center. A bit of curve as Jefferson races forward. A jump at the warning track, and he can't make the play. A run's going to score. RBI double with 2 outs for Seth Hardings. 15-6, UNC Pembroke on top as Trey Jacobs finally crosses home. RBI number 25 this season for the sophomore, and the Braves continue to tack on the runs. Now Jared Mobley for UNCP. His grand slam back in the third broke open the scoring for the Braves. They haven't had to look back. Puma looks back second, sends home. Mobley takes the first pitch the opposite way, arcing into foul ground. A race from Nick Rose, the first baseman, hauls it in for the third out. So the Braves strand a runner at second, but they score one more. It's 15-6 as we move to the 6th. Back in a moment.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Well, Davis Hurd comes back out for his second inning of work after relieving A.J. Stead, and the Braves well on their way to a victory, just needing 6 more outs here in the first of this doubleheader. Hurd building on that 7.2 ERA. It's now dropped to 6. Hasn't tacked on a strikeout, though, and those walk numbers haven't been the best, but he's still guiding his way through at a decent clip. And the offense is giving him some decent help as well. Another run for UNC Pembroke in the 5th.
Off the 6th inning for Chowan, third baseman.
As it's the bottom of the order due up for the Hawks here in this 6th inning. Tyler Jones, Trenton Lee, Anthony Jefferson to take the way. Outfield, a step to pull. Jones settling in. The sophomore third baseman's 0 for 2 today, and Davis Hurd fires the first pitch in low. A fastball, didn't catch. Nine-run advantage for UNC Pembroke. This next one lifted to foul ground, third base side. Trey Jacobs racing over, calls for it, lost it for a second, had to lean to his left side, and the third baseman able to bring it in for out number 1. So an 0 for 3 day so far from Tyler Jones, and that could be his day since we're only playing 7. Trenton Lee now for Chowan. UNCP trying to bounce back from a 3-game sweep in Milledgeville against Georgia College. Bats were quiet there as this one's grounded to Jarrett Mobley. Lost it off the glove, couldn't field it off the ground, and Mobley allows the base runner aboard. It's going to be the first error today for UNC Pembroke.
Up next for the Hawks, center fielder Anthony Jefferson.
36th this season for Braves fielding. And Trenton Lee is aboard safely. Braves only scored 10 runs in that 3-game set against Georgia College. 15 here in only 5 innings is a bit of a different story. First pitch to Anthony Jefferson is on the outside corner for strike 1. The next, popped up. Foul ground, pulling back behind the screen, out of play. Jefferson, pair of walks this afternoon. One in the 3rd inning, he got picked off immediately. One in that 5th inning. Came around to score in that one. But it's 0-2 right now, and the next pitch is up and away. Clemens fakes the throw down to first. Think he might have lost the ball for just a second in the glove. And the first ball of the at-bat. Hurd looking for his first strikeout today. Braves pitching only has 1. The next, curveball on the inside corner for strike 3. Fantastic put-down pitch from Davis Hurd for out number 2.
Back to the top of the order for Chowan, left fielder Harry Marquette.
8th strikeout this season for Davis. And chance for number 9 here with Harry Marquette. The only other strikeout today for Braves pitching was Trenton Lee back in the 4th. First pitch to Marquette, that beauty of a curveball, but came just a tad bit high. Those breaking pitches for UNC Pembroke have had to stick low to find the zone. Happened with A.J. Stead a bunch. It's happening with Davis Hurd today as well. The 1-0. Fastball lifted to the right side. Playable for Kevon Perkins as he ranges over toward the foul line, about 10 feet shy, and the right fielder makes the play. So a runner finds his way aboard, but stranded at first. Braves still up by 9.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Well, Chowan's going to lean on Vinny Puma for what most likely will be the last time in this game 1. Braves ahead by 9. Only need 3 more outs when we move to the top of the 7th to close things out. Then a short intermission before we move on to game 2. Matt Sabatis here with you from the UNCP Sports Network. Braves trying to go 19-8 in game number 27 this season. Kevon Perkins will see if he can boost the offense some more. Braves only going down in order once today, only going scoreless in a frame once today. That was the second. Kevon Perkins stepping into the batter's box to start things off. First pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Perkins, a mild day. 0 for 2, but does have a run scored. Walked in that 3rd inning and came around. Curveball there from Puma, unable to hit up and away. Outfield fairly deep for Perkins, doesn't have a home run this season. Another curveball comes high. Strike zone discipline has been a bit of an issue, location for this Chowan pitching staff. Do have good strikeout numbers. Braves have gone down on strikes 7 times today as Perkins laces that one foul across the right field line. But besides the 7 strikeouts, UNC Pembroke has drawn 5 walks as well. Count it 2-2. Next on his way. Perkins watches luck. Braves put on 2 runs in the first. Went down in order in the second, 11 runs in the third, bringing 15 to the plate. Run in the 4th, run in the 5th. Here in the 6th, they sit with a 9-run lead. Payoff pitch to Perkins, bounced off the plate. Perkins, Roberto Rivera, Trevor Clemens. Should any of these 3 get on, Ethan Baucom. Doesn't seem like Vinny Puma will be lifted at all through these final 3 outs. Braves just need 3 more outs of their own before we can call game 1 a day. The 3-2, swing and a miss. And Perkins goes down on strikes for the 2nd time. 8 strikeouts today for Chowan pitching. Second strikeout for Vinny Puma. Now the top of the order for UNCP and Roberto Rivera. Puma working well out of the windup this afternoon. Exhibit A right there. First pitch is a nice breaking ball on the outside corner to Berto. Roberto's had an interesting 1 for 3 day. Came around to score in 3 of his 4 plate appearances. That next one sails up and away for ball 1. Walked in the first, scored there. Reached on an error in the 3rd, made his way to 3rd on a throwing error after reaching on the fielding error. As the 1-1 is delivered to center field, a base hit. Curving towards right, and Rivera could make this a 2-bagger. Pulls up, though, as the right fielder Marquise Lanier made a great race to keep it from reaching the wall. So the second base hit today for Berto. Comes with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Now Trevor Clemens for UNCP. Roberto had that RBI triple in the 3rd, reached on fielder's choice in the 4th. And a 1-out single here makes way for Trevor Clemens. First pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Trevor's had a fantastic day as well. Trio of RBIs, trio of runs scored, trio of singles. Does have a walk, too. The 0-1, no, a toss back to first base. Back goes Rivera. 12 for 15 this season when he tries to steal. Braves haven't tested the left-handers as much. It's been a left-handed parade on the mound for Chowan. Cody Smith, Ricky McLeod, Vinny Puma. Smith will be the one in line for the loss. 12 runs allowed, only 3 of them earned as the 0-1 sails outside on Clemens. Puma comes set. Here's the 1-1. Clemens bounces it the opposite way, but foul. Just across the third baseline. Rivero's ready to take off. He would have at least made third. But we'll just have to try again with a 1-2 count. Braves ahead by 9. Hopefully they didn't use all their runs in this game. Still got another 7-inning contest on its way. Get about a 30-minute break in. We'll get it right back to you. Rivera takes off. The hit and run features a bouncer to second base. Clemens trying to reach it to first, but not in time. Julian Lopez able to fire in time. So Rivera on to second. And now 2 outs here in the 6th.
The first baseman, Ethan Hawkeye.
So now Ethan Baucom with 2 gone at a runner in scoring position. Rivera dancing off second base, toying with Vinny Puma. And timeout called by Ethan Baucom. And Rivera takes off. The first pitch is up and away. The throw to third bounces in, and Rivera has stolen base number 13 this season. You knew Rivera was taking off before the pitch was even thrown. He was practically challenging Vinny Puma to throw him out. With a 9-run lead, of course, the Braves can do that. Two gone. 9-run advantage for UNCP. 10-run lead, stands 90 feet away. Puma looks in for the sign from Brosdahl. He's got it now and ready to send home for Baucom. Baucom takes it the other way, foul. That one was a screamer out of the plate. Baucom just didn't get there in time. And the next, a bouncer in low. Baucom back ahead of the count. Ethan, a pair of strikeouts today. Doesn't have a base hit, but does have a run scored. Came around after a walk in the 3rd inning, and he laces this one to left center field. This one has a chance. Jefferson back to the track, though. And that's where he'll make camp. Center fielder brings it in, and the inning is over. Braves come up scoreless, but they still lead by 9. 3 outs to go. 7th on its way.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Davis Hurd in line for the rare 3-inning save. Should he get out of this without, allowing 9 runs, something that would be fairly difficult to do. But we've seen it done before. Cody Smith for Chowan gave up that 11th spot in the 3rd inning. Braves 15-6 with only 3 outs to go before we move on to game 2 of this doubleheader. Braves hoping to make it 19 wins in only 27 games this year. Before they move back into conference play, welcoming in USC Aiken and the Pacers later on this week. Chowan will stick on the road following this one when they reach the weekend play. Independent team, formerly the CIAA, and it's the heart of the order due up for the Hawks as we start this one. Marquise Lanier sending the first one foul onto the right side. Ethan Buckham there, and it's one gone in the 7th. 1 pitch, 1 out, a good start for Davis Hurd. Chowan putting on 5 runs in the 4th inning after the Braves have already taken a 13-run lead. Put on another in the 5th thanks to a trio of walks. But only got 1 base runner on in the 6th, and there's already 1 out here in the 7th. First pitch to Julian Lopez is up and away for ball 1. Stick around. Game 2 will be coming your way in probably about 30-45 minutes following the conclusion of this one as the 1-0 is popped up behind the screen out of play. Non-conference doubleheader, so we can shrink it to just 7 innings. Fortunately enough for all of our fine folks here at the UNCP Sports Network, they get to go home early. The 1-1 bounces in. And Lopez digs back in. Pitch. 2-1 is just a bit too far inside. Lopez walked his last time up in the 5th, got caught on the base paths, a fielder's choice. Scored in that 4th inning. He had a single in that train of 5 base hits as the 3-1 hits the bottom of the zone. Grounded out all the way back in the 1st inning, too. Senior still hitting it at a 276 mark as Hurd was ready to wind and fire, but a quick timeout called as Lopez had not set himself. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2nd strikeout today for Davis Hurd. That's the 3rd for Braves pitching. And it's 2 gone in the 7th.
First baseman, Nick Rose.
Strikeout numbers may not have been the best, but the offense has surely made up for it for UNCP. Definitely makes way for Hurd to pick up the 3-inning save. Stead will be in line for the win if this one closes out as another bouncer. It's Trevor Hinson, the home plate umpire, once more. That's the 2nd time today Hinson has taken a bit of heat. I think this one got him a little more than the last. Athletic trainer Michael Musselwhite out to check in on Hinson. Base umpire Randy Vestal out as well. Ooh. For Trevor Hinson. At least he's a trooper, having to stick through the 1st one, taking this 2nd one. Just a tough situation here and a tough guy for Trevor Hinson. Chowan in danger of falling below 500. Even further, they said 11-12 in one, as a matter of fact. Even further below 500 on the road, they're 4-5. It's been a tough season for these Hawks after dropping out of the CIAA. HBCU conference. Unfortunately, not enough teams to sponsor baseball anymore. So all the teams remaining had to become independent squads as the 0-1 is lifted into the bleachers. And UNC Pembroke 1 strike away. That 11-run third inning, that's been the tale of the day. Could be the tale of Game 2 if the Braves used up all their runs. So we've still got 7 more innings coming your way. Davis Hurd looking for the save. Here's the pitch. Right down central, strike 3. Braves win 15-6. We'll bring you Game 2 in just a second. Keep it here on the UNCP Sports Network.
In the inning for the Hawks, no runs.